This just came in this morning. This is the Montegrappa NeroUno fountain pen. I would have to say, in the past I would have always said, years and years ago that, Mont Blanc was the pinnacle of luxury in terms of luxury pens and accessories. However, years and years ago I came across Montegrappa, the first Italian company that makes fountain pens. This company, in my opinion, is up there in the top 2 or 3 in terms of luxury pens or luxury items, specifically pens. I mean, fountain pens, they just do some fabulous work. Sly Stallone actually is invested with them as well. I guess being Italian, he went with an Italian company. But I want to go over the unboxing. This just came in. It comes in a cardboard sleeve. Okay, the box is just brilliant. So you pop that out, sleeve aside. Box says Montegrappa Italia. Okay, no big deal. Slip off the top, and in the box, this is pretty cool. Here's the actual box. It comes with, I'm not sure if this is plastic or metal, but it feels kind of metal. Montegrappa Italia, and the box. This is kind of neat. Tips down so that you can pull it out. So you have to slip it out. So there it goes. And in the box, you'll get 2 ink cartridges. These look like standard ink cartridges to me. I believe it is. And then on them you have embossed the Montegrappa on each one. Kind of cool. But it comes with 2. And then you also get a booklet, much like the Mont Blanc when you open those. And in the booklet you'll have Montegrappa Italia, tells about the company, and information about the pen, how to care for it, that sort of thing. More just instructions. This isn't a booklet like in the Mont Blanc where you get advertisements for their other accessories. So, put that aside. The box is lovely. It feels kind of rubbery. It has kind of a rubbery texture, but it has their hexagonal, I want to call it a logo, but it's the hexagonal theme that they have, and they actually put these on their nibs as well. You'll see in the next review, which is the Montegrappa Fortuna pen, that has the hexagonal all over the nib, which is kind of cool. It's engraved in there. So that's neat. Great. Even the box is hexagonal. Pretty cool. Clips magnetically held, which is neat. Open up, and it's got like a nice little suede inside. I mean, this is, to me, the presentation is a heck of a lot nicer than the Mont Blanc. But it has a suede interior, and inside this tips out, and there is the pen. Glorious. Okay, it comes in a plastic sleeve, then out, and it's got a nice little, I don't know what this is made out of. It feels kind of leathery, but it's not. Anyway, but it's got the logo on there, and then that just closes up. Boom. What a great case. I mean, presentation is just, it's awesome. So that's the case. Set that aside. And the pen comes in a Ziploc-y type bag. Slide that out. And the bag, actually, even the Ziploc bag has, they did really attention to detail on this. If I can get this open now, there we go. Pen will slip out, and the bag has the 1912 on it, which is the year they were founded in Montegrappa. Cool. The pen, beautiful piece, and it's a fine, as you'll see the sticker on there. At the bottom of the pen, you'll have the 1912 logo. Okay, it's actually in at the base of the pen. See if we can show that. There we go. Pretty cool. It's metal. It's a platinum or palladium finish. The clip has that Montegrappa roller ball, which makes it nice when you in and out of your pocket. It slips out. Nothing on the cap, but it is hexagonal. The pen is or actually not hexagonal, octagonal. So we've got you've got that right there, and the whole pen, even the cap, is the same. So you've got those edges. but it's smooth resin finish. At the very top, you've got kind of a conical. See how that goes right there. It's kind of nice, so it actually matches the pen. On this part here, you actually have where it says Montegrappa, and on the back, Italia. Very nice. I mean, the pen is just, to me, awesome. It's an amazing pen. It only takes 2 twists to come off the top, and it is screw on. Okay. It does post really well. Slightly long, but certainly not too long. It's not like the 172 millimeters like the TWSBI diamond. So definitely really well. Now the nib is 18 karat gold, and on the nib you'll see where they have it. It's an unusual nib. It's a little different. The feed is there. You won't see any fins on that feed, which you'll see. And this is in fine, but on the pen you'll see where it says engraved Montegrappa 18 karat, and I believe it says 750, which is the AU, it's the 18 karat gold. And then you got a little band around there, a little palladium band there too. Absolutely one of the finest pens I've ever held. The weight is perfect, the balance is awesome, especially when you're holding it posted. It's great. You can hold it unposted, it's still fabulous. Let's get into a writing sample, because this nib is really what we're here for. A fabulous nib, smooth like butter is what I hear. I have not yet written with this yet, so this will be my first test. So let's go on into writing with this. Okay, one thing I want to go over here real quick is what else comes with the pen. As I mentioned, it takes only 2 turns to come off. If you set that aside, look at that nib. Isn't that just great? I mean, gorgeous. So you unscrew, and the threads to actually get to the converter and the, if you're going to put in a cartridge, they're a lot thinner than the threads here. You'll see these threads are much bigger, but they're really smooth. I mean, they're not sharp at all. But it does come with a ink converter, which is really cool. And on the ink converter, you'll see has Montegrappa logo on it. It's a standard ink converter, though. Matter of fact, I've seen it, and actually this pen will take, it's not manufacturer recommended, but it will take like a Waterman cartridge, one of the big ones. It will take that. But really, if you want more ink, you can certainly do that. But it's a screw-in converter, so I screw it out, and you'll see the threads there. Okay, and standard converter, no big deal, but it's great that it comes with the pen. You screw it in, you know it's not going to be popping out. Okay, boom, it's in. So that's a benefit of using the converter. But we're going to go ahead and ink it up. See the pen. Today we're going to be using the Iroshizuku Asagao. I'm going to try to stay pretty consistent with the inks that we use, so we can see on the Rodeo dot pad how it works. So we'll go ahead and ink it up. Okay. Get a little paper towel here. Look at that. So we definitely need to wipe it down. Okay. That's done. And we'll see we are inked up. Just stick the pen in the ink and suck it up much like a piston filler. As I'm sure many of you know, that's how ink or cartridges work. We'll close up the bottle. Don't want that spilling anywhere. And now we've got the pen inked up. So, now, first touch, I have not touched the pen, have not tried writing, so let's just give it a go. So today we're working with the, look at that right away. And this is fine. Remember I mentioned that I got this in fine. Look at this. This writes much like a medium in a Lamy Safari All-Star. I think it's perfect, and it's smooth like butter. I was reading reviews, and in the medium, they said it runs pretty medium broad, pretty thick, and it bleeds through the paper. But here we'll double check and see how it goes. But it writes fairly on the wet side, but wet dry side. I mean, not too wet, more dry, but beautiful, beautiful, and it's smooth like butter. The first time I've written with it, it's writing smoothly. Nib at times I checked are in alignment, and that's the thing about Montegrappa is their quality control is, I would say, even better than Mont Blanc. They're just fabulous, and it's written very well. The ink, look at that, it just writes smoothly. Is Asagao, and this is in a fine nib. I think it's perfect. This is probably now going to be one of my most favorite pens ever to write with on a daily basis, especially for real estate contracts, because now with the fine, I can certainly fill in those lines, and it doesn't, you know, like I said, it writes with the Lamy Safari All-Star, but at the higher price point, and well worth it. 18 karat nib, glorious. Let's see how we do in terms of wetness. 2, 3, 4. So it does write wet, as you can well see. And if we do the 20-second period like before, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, still drying, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, drying, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. See, it's still a wet writer, but this is a rotary dot pad, so just so you know for reference. Line variation with no pressure, you're really not going to get any, okay, but it is an 18 karat nib, so you can flex. Not too much. Even with the flex, you're not going to get too much, okay. And it's a fine nib, so you're really not going to get as much line variation, period, just because it's a fine nib anyway. We'll do a little writing sample. Writes super well, no skips, no startup issues. I mean, this thing literally writes like butter. Beautiful. We'll do a quick writing sample. Not a single skip. And it even does really nice shading. Surprisingly for a fine, it does nice shading there. Look at that. Got light blue, darker blue. Looks great. So not a problem there at all. Love this pen. Writes super awesome. This is a fine fine nib, so you can see the style of writing. It looks great. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous pen to pick up. Probably going to be my primary writer. Here you'll see the feed comes out, and then it's pure nib. Below here, look how nicely aligned that is. So the feed comes out, the feed goes down here, flush with the nib. Look at that. And it writes perfectly. I mean, better than me. I would even say most pens in this price point. But that's what Montegrappa is known for, is their quality. So, and very lightweight. I'm surprised. Very lightweight pen. You know, you're not going to get too much line variation. Writes lovely. Let's see about the bleed through. Let's see what we're looking at here. None. Look at that. So no problem with bleed through either. I'm really loving that. Anyway, great writer. I mean, just fantastically smooth. So if you're looking at this pen, I would definitely suggest it is a gorgeous piece to whip out. I really love that ball feature here too. Slips in and out of your shirt pocket. And the cool thing is, though, even though it is octagonal here, you come up and it's the grip. Look at that. The grip section is very long. I mean, that is great. So you can hold it up close if you'd like, hold it back, and you know, even if you're going to hold it high, even if your fingers are on the threads, no problem. And that doesn't even bother me. I barely even notice them. But I can certainly, I will hold my pen typically right here, and it's a round, and it's, you know, resin, so you get a really good grip. You're not slipping off. I'm not a big fan of the metal grips. I don't like those too much, but this is just fantastic. And what a beautiful, beautiful pen. And that is it for the Montegrappa NeroUno. And we have the Montegrappa Fortuna coming soon, and we'll definitely review that one. Now that one is in a medium nib because it does tend to write a little finer. So there can be a little bit of difference. And it has a different type of nib. It has the traditional looking nib. I think it's a number 6. So that's it. Any questions, comments, please leave below. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.